I'm still muted, but I was on time. Waking on a bacon. Waking on a bacon. Waking on a bacon. There she is. There she is. Howdy, partner. How y'all doing? I'm a little tired this morning. I woke up right on my alarm, which is usually a backup. But there it is. There it is. Anyways, good morning. Hey, GP. You are drawing? Oh my goodness gracious. You need to get some sleep, love. I want you to make sure you're getting good sleep. Good morning, Oomph. Anyway, waking in the bacon. Waking in the bacon. Eyeballs, eyeballs. Eyeballs, eyeballs. Where's the campfire? Hold on, let me just light it. Let me light a little campfire for us, and then we'll have it. It's kind of nice. I really love our campfire. I'm really happy. Happy we found it. Oh. Anyway, good morning. I haven't even checked the news yet, so I'll probably check the news this morning and see what's what. I don't know if there's a hearing. There's probably a hearing. Hold on. Of course there's a hearing. Stupid. Don't be stupid, darling. Don't be stupid. You don't want to be stupid, head, do you? No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Let's see. Enhancing cybersecurity by eliminating... Wait, is this? Inconsistent regulations. This is the Oversight Committee. I don't know if I want to watch that or not. Okay, so that's one. Hold on, let's see. What else. Who else is live this morning? Oh my god, I have a new game we want to play. Oh my god, I really can't wait. Oh, it will be a stressful. We'll do it. Alright, so subcommittee, enhancing cybersecurity by eliminating inconsistent regulations. Okay, that's weird. Press conference, Harris budget education wins. That's Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. That's Pennsylvania. That's Pennsylvania. That is Pennsylvania. I want to go to Tomorrowland. I want to go to a big, like, I can't show you Tomorrowland because they'll strike me immediately and, like, I'll never have a channel again. But Tomorrowland is an electronic music festival, I guess. I'm not sure where it is. I want to say it's in Germany, but probably not. It's probably somewhere else. Anyway, I really want to go to it. I want to go to something like that, not like a Coachella, because, well, I would go to Coachella to listen to the music, not for the scene. You know what I mean? Because the performances are so good. But I don't think I would go to Coachella. I mean, I want to go to something that's like Coachella, but not. Hi, Neil. Good morning. Easily. Good morning. I was thinking it was Friday all day, but it's Thursday. I know. My days are all twisted. They're totally twisted. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. No, it's this huge EDM festival. And it's, I mean, I'll go buy it. Goes to Coachella for the articles. That's right. Yeah, Oh, I deserve that. That cracks me up. Oh my god. And hi, Lolo, of course. Hi, Neil. Dropping out intermittently. No! No! Don't say it. Don't say it. Anyway, yeah, Tomorrowland is actually apparently this huge music festival. I don't know. It came up on my YouTube a couple of years ago. I don't know anything about like big music events. Anyway, yeah. So I want to go to Coachella for the articles. For the hot dogs. I'm going to Coachella for the hot dogs. I've heard they have amazing hot dogs. Yeah. No, I'm not going to go. Although I would go to Coachella. I'm at the age now where it's like, would you go to Coachella? Yeah, fuck yeah, I would. You know, like, at my age, I would try it. Just for fun. Just for funsies. I love the music. I just love the articles. I was there for the articles. It's so true. Anyway, okay, look, stop it. You're distracting me again. Let me see what's going on here. Don't we have anything about anything we can... Are there no hearings? I can't believe they don't have any hearings today. That's kind of weird. I guess it doesn't really... What are these guys talking about? All right, we'll go ahead and listen because unfortunately...
Because of all the duplicative efforts. I would like to ask everyone a question this morning. For your member
watch for a minute. If we hate it, we don't have to do it.
Specifically, would you be able and willing to invest more in cybersecurity enhancements like IT upgrades, for if the compliance burden of inconsistent, duplicative regulations was reduced? Would you have the resources to be able to invest more than what you are today if that burden was reduced?
Yeah, I mean, I think based on everything that we've heard from our companies, they would definitely have more resources to invest in cybersecurity and producing better cybersecurity outcomes if they did not have to spend as much resources on complying with conflicting or duplicative regulatory regimes.
And I'm sure you guys are all going to probably see yes, but I do want to focus on something Mr. Warren said in your testimony today, the 70% figure. You're in the banking sector, so it might be slightly different. Is it the same in natural gas and IT? Are you seeing the 70%? What's the figure roughly of percentage of cybersecurity workers generally within industry that you guys represent that are focused on compliance? Do you have a handle on that?
I don't have exact numbers, but based on the information that I've heard from our members, that sounds about accurate, yes.
Even in natural gas, Mr. Miller?
I mean, I think I don't have exact numbers either, but I do think it varies by companies, right? I mean, certainly larger multinational tech companies have more resources, so they are able to devote more resources to both compliance and better security outcomes. I think that there are a lot of small and medium-sized companies in the tech sector, and I think that these types of conflicting requirements that we're talking about today really disproportionately hit those companies who it's much more of a zero-sum game for them. If you're
much more expensive, the cost of legal fees.
If you're a 10-person company and you may not even be able to figure out what regulations you have to comply with. It creates I think.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So in terms of that, and I only have 2.5 minutes left roughly, and I'd like to hear from all members on the panel.
I need my
Ms. O'Connell. I'll
checklist.
start with you. It's almost like
I don't think the corner people are allowed in anymore.
One bill,
it feels
one
to me.
policy,
I asked that
one
yesterday.
regulation,
Where's
one piece of
Ivan?
legislation. What is that one thing? Because we are so big, we are so bureaucratic. I mean, a comprehensive policy, it just ain't going to happen, right? And it's not going to happen in the next decade because we're not nimble anymore. We don't move that fast, unfortunately. But if you could do one thing today or tomorrow, what would that be to make it better for industry?
I would say specific to our sector, reciprocity would probably move the needle the quickest, given we have multiple security regulators across our industry. Any efforts to sort of streamline and have one set of requirements be applicable to another set of regulations would really be, I think, an efficient way to move that needle quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Warren.
Sure. I think an area that's been a particular challenge for financial institutions is cyber incident reporting. These requirements often have slightly different definitions, timeframes for reporting, and information requirements. And so hypothetically, if a financial institution were to experience a reportable incident, they would first have to report to the Federal Housing Administration within 12 hours of detection. They'd have to notify their primary banking regulator within 36 hours, another notification to Ginnie Mae within 48 hours. Once CERCIA is finalized, they'd have to provide a very detailed report to CISA within 72 hours, and then finally publicly disclose that incident to the SEC within 4 business days. So compiling all of those reports,
And those
similar
rules
but
were
distinct reports,
made for a
takes a lot
reason.
of time from frontline cyber personnel, which leaves less time for day-to-day security.
Would it be better if it just went to CISA and then CISA distributed it accordingly?
Sure, and I think that's.
Is it
CISA has been
possible that
tasked
can
with
go to
harmonizing
CISA directly,
cyber
sir? Is that
regulations under
possible?
CERCIA. Unfortunately, with their recent proposed rule to implement that legislation, it seems they've taken an expansive approach to implementing that law. We provided comment with a number of other financial
Yeah,
trades,
bitch.
encouraging them to better
Because you
leverage
have to
existing
be.
requirements.
What the fuck?
And leaders in
Yeah, I
the
know.
House Homeland Security Committee and Senate HISGAC.
So this is cutting regulations. I mean,
Dr.
is that
Clancy, we have
really a
15
good
seconds.
idea?
I'm chiming.
I would
'Cause
just amplify
frankly,
that.
I don't
you
think
can
they
build
work
on
well
CERCIA
enough
and make it that
for
clearinghouse,
companies.
for reporting that coordinates across the interagency.
Okay. Thank you all. Appreciate your time this
That's
morning.
right,
And I will
Carla.
now.
He
yield
also needs to button his
Mr.
jacket.
Connolly for 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Thank you. Just to clarify, Mr. Warren, what was that 70% referring to?
That refers to the amount of time a number of our firms reported their frontline cyber personnel are spending on regulatory.
70%.
Those personnel assigned to cyber.
70%.
Correct.
Right. And how many people is that?
It varies depending on firm. I'm not sure I'm able to give you an exact number
Right.
across our member institutions.
Okay.
Banks are often a target of cyber attacks or attempted attacks. Is that not correct?
Yeah, that's correct, as a critical infrastructure.
Right. And how many, collectively, how many Americans are customers of banks?
I'm not sure I have the exact number of how many.
Kind of most of us, right?
Yes.
So the government has some interest in protecting those people, working with the banking community in making sure their data is not disclosed, misused, assets diverted, deposits corrupted, just like banks do, presumably, because you don't want to lose customers. You'd concede that point.
Yes.
And so the issue is how best to do that, right? What's the balance between, the need of banks to do their business, or the gas industry or anybody else, while the government tries to get its arms around the cyber problem and hopefully working with industry to protect American consumers. And, it's going to be natural that we may have disagreements about how far we go. Industry is always going to have an eye on what's it cost, and kind of cost benefit
More weed.
analysis of how far do we go in that cyber thing. And government may have a different point of view about the value of that cost benefit analysis. And so therein lies potential for conflict. Let me ask you this. Do you think if we got government entirely out of the business, the banking industry could handle this all by itself? Thank you very much. We, the banking industry, could come up with our own set of standards, our own cyber protection.
I love Jerry Connolly.
Policies,
I really love Jerry
that
Connolly.
would
He
be
knows his fucking
fairly
shit.
standard and would voluntarily comply with them, and there'd be no problem.
I think the financial sector is supportive of has been supportive of a number of confidential reporting requirements like CERCIA and the banking
Do
36-hour
fail to
notification
big.
rule. Those regulators work very collaboratively
Crumpet,
with industry to develop
coffee,
that
weed,
requirement. I
and
think
lounge.
really it's about
Yes.
striking the right balance here. We recognize the importance
It
of these
is
requirements for
pinnacle.
the enhanced visibility they provide for the cyber threat environment.
We have
and
reached
to
the
warn
pinnacle.
potential downstream victims. I think it's less an issue of cost and more one of time.
Okay.
It's true.
Got it.
Want to spend more time on
So
It's true.
Dr. Clancy, my concern I'm not unsympathetic with the bureaucratic burden.
Sweet setup. Very sweet setup.
And I think we could tolerate the bureaucratic burden
crumpet. How
if it led
fun.
to efficacy. That's enough. We've talked about harmony and reciprocity. I'm going to add a third one, efficacy.
See, yeah, that's
How effective is it?
a good one.
Because if it's effective, then I'm going to leave it alone. But if we're doing all of this and it's not effective, then we got to fix it. We got to do something else. Comment on that. How do these requirements, do these burdens on reporting and creating systems and so forth, how
Right.
efficacious are they?
I think when we talk about this, we need to look at it through the lens of the adversary as well. So China and Russia have made it clear that they are coming after our critical infrastructure from a cybersecurity perspective. I think what we're seeing is lots of different regulators all layering slightly different versions of the same obligations on top of the critical infrastructure sectors. None of it's really new, and I don't know that any of it necessarily rises to the nature of the threat that we're seeing from Russia and China. So it's just sort of creating compounding set of the same. And I think what we really need is new thinking, and if you want to get after efficacy.
So in my last few minutes, I wrote a bill to codify and set a new standard for FedRAMP, which is the process at GSA for certifying companies that want to do business with federal government for cloud computing. And we had the same problem. Like every federal agency had its own standards, and you could go to one window, but then go to another one, you had to start all over again, and they had their own. So we built into the law.
Oh my
that
God,
when
Max,
you are
that's
certified
terrible.
by a federal agency, there is a presumption.
That's fucking
of adequacy.
terrible.
And so you're good to go in the other federal windows as well. You don't have to start
God,
all
it's a
over
fucking
again.
sick
And
world.
we're
I'm
trying
fucking
to
sick of it.
eliminate duplication.
Can't
and
people just
redundancy and
whatever.
overburden in regulation?
I'm talking about like
Seems
organized.
to me, taking that concept here, so that we can.
I can imagine
try
it was
to-
hell.
You're calling it
God
harmonization,
damn.
okay? But the presumption of adequacy, if you've met a cyber standard by agency X, you ought to be good to go and not have to have a whole new set of regulations by agency Y. So that's something I hope we can explore.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, I would now like to recognize Mr. Burleson for 5 minutes.
Thank you. If we could go down like Mr. Miller, Ms. O'Connell, Mr. Warren, just to get an idea from your particular industry, what is if you had to put a dollar figure on it, what
Oh
is
my
the
God.
cost
Hi, Scott.
of
That's
complying-
terrible.
of the conflicts in the regulatory burdens
Over
that you're
1,200
facing?
hours. Oh my God, Max.
Thank
That would
you for
just
the
like push
question.
me over the
I
edge.
don't know that I have
I'm
a,
sorry.
An actual
So sorry.
aggregate number of the amount of of the compliance burden that we're talking about here. I mean, I guess I would just say that by all accounts, it's significant, and I do think it's probably even more significant for heavily regulated industries, such as my colleagues here up on the panel. But it seems to be a problem. The compliance burdens are growing every day, and again, I
Yep.
think they're disproportionately hitting.
And just the
smaller
emotional
companies
trauma
in the
of it
sector
is so.
even more harshly.
The emotional trauma is really big and really fucking.
I would sort of echo that.
I don't know,
Compliance
that's
costs, I
just-
think, vary greatly based on your company size, the complexity of your operations, your staffing. INGA generally, as a trade association, tries to stay out of conversations around cost for antitrust reasons, so it's difficult for me to kind of quantify that. But to your point, I mean, I think it does disproportionately affect smaller entities across all critical infrastructure, not just oil and natural gas.
Similar to my fellow panelists, I'm not sure I'm able to provide a ballpark estimate. There will be some variance across
Oh my
our member
gosh,
financial
Max.
institutions. The bottom line is firms are going to spend whatever they have to in order
That's
to
amazing.
secure their environments.
Thank
But
God
what I
your
will
brother
say
was
is
helpful.
we have heard from firms that staff have had to work exceedingly long hours to balance
Yeah, we
the
need
burden
we
of
need
regulatory compliance
regulations.
with
I
their
worked in
day-to-day security
financial services.
obligations, and there are
Compliance is a
scenarios where that
huge
has
issue,
led to
and it has to
decreased
be.
morale and staff burnout.
For good reason.
I can totally relate with what you all are referring to. When I used to conduct
It's not a burden.
cybersecurity
It's a
audits in
responsibility.
healthcare, and, used to have to comply
1 in
with
4?
meaningful use requirements and HIPAA.
That's crazy, Max.
And knew firsthand real world scenarios where the well intentions of this place, of this town, did nothing to benefit patients and did nothing to benefit the patient provider experience. So I would like to hear directly, because I can think of those laws in particular. What specifically are we talking about? Rules that have been implemented that are.
Well,
that
I'm
you're
sorry, I just
struggling
got
with?
here.
And if it's possible to.
What are we talking about here?
I want to put pen to
I want to
paper
find
here
out
and actually
which the
take note-
what side I'm
some
supposed to be
tasks out of
taking.
this hearing. What specifically?
Can
what
you tell me
policies
what to
specifically are
think?
affecting your
Because
industry
I need to
that
figure
we
out
might
how to
be able
support you,
address?
but I don't really know how to support you. Thank you.
And are
That's
they
what he just said.
laws? Are they rules? What
Yeah,
are they?
I don't know. Laws
And
or
if
rules?
you could go down the line.
Sure.
A
I mean, I think,
regulatory compliance
the example
person.
that-
And it
that I
is, it's
cited
daily
earlier and that
struggle
others have
against
talked about
business and
here
compliance.
I think,
It
top of
is.
mind for many folks, and that's cyber incident reporting regulations and requirements. You know, on the one hand, we have Congress recently passing, a couple of years ago, CERCIA, the bill, a federal bill with an idea of streamlining requirements and, also setting up the CIRC, Cyber Incident Reporting Council, to issue a report and streamline requirements. The requirements do
detected
vary.
the
I
phone
mean,
number
obviously,
that was switched
CERCIA
out.
is an
Called it. They
underlying
called back.
legislative regulation, but there are different
Wow,
requirements that
Max.
vary.
Holy
I think
fuck.
it's 52 in total different
Holy
types of
fuck.
requirements and regulations on incident reporting. And again, the problem is that even though we have identified the problem and Congress has identified the problem, we've set up a group, the council to fix it. Even after that report has come out, we've had more divergent requirements being
Let's set up a
proposed. An
group.
example is one of the, there was a FAR regulation.
Hey, we need
that was
another
proposed
group.
A couple of months after
The
that,
fourth
that
largest
varied
U.S.
from the
bank.
recommendations in that report.
I
So,
fucking hate
that's the
banks.
example
I'm
that
sorry. I
was
worked in
mentioned.
financial services, and I fucking hate
Ms. O'Connell?
banks and
I
shit.
would echo the incident reporting requirements. I mean, we currently are required to report incidents to CISA.
Because I love the little guy
24
so
hours
much,
in the
I'm all
first
for
Security
unregulated
Directive.
transnational
We also have
banks.
CIRCIA.
I really
There's
like
also
that
state
tie.
reporting requirements. But I would also, on the more kind of
Corporate identity theft
risk-based
is no fun either. Yeah,
regulatory
that could be
side,
amazing. That could be an amazing
I
pain in
would
the
say
ass.
hastily promulgated regulations are also a real challenge for
Here's
compliance.
the thing.
For example, when TSA first
Oh, yeah.
issued its first
I'm sorry.
iteration of the second security directive, they required some very prescriptive mitigation measures that were either impossible to achieve
Yeah.
in the pipeline
Oh, yeah. I
environment
can
with
imagine.
existing
Oh,
technologies,
listen. I can
or they
imagine.
had,
I worked for a
you know,
company when it was
perhaps
owned by Bank of
reactive and
America for a minute.
inconsequent, like downstream
So I know
impacts
what
to
I know
pipeline
the banking
reliability and
industry a little
safety
tiny
was
bit,
what
and I know
considered
the
when TSA first
I certainly know
promulgated that,
financial services, but
security directive. They've since undertaken a very robust
I don't
consultation
recall having
process with industry and with the other
I don't
regulators in the
recall
pipeline
having
and oil and natural gas industry to
as much
make it
angst.
more
I'm sure the
risk-based and
corporate leaders did,
outcome-focused.
but I didn't
And
have
I
as much
think as
angst over
long
our
as
compliance
regulations are
because it was a
promulgated,
heavily
with
regulated
that
industry, and it
risk-based,
for good
outcome-focused,
reason.
threat-informed mentality,
For good
we can
reason.
be successful. But when they're overly
Then they put me
prescriptive
through
and they are
KYC hell.
reactive,
What the?
that's where the challenge
Oh,
can
know
be
your
with
customer. Oh, fucking hell.
Mr. Warren?
Oh my
Incident
God.
reporting is a challenge for our sector as well, but another place where sometimes
Oh my
overlap and
God.
duplication occurs is in the supervisory environment where one financial
Max.
regulator will examine a firm on a given
I mean,
topic,
I will
say
say it
identity
could
and
be
access management,
firms could be
and
more
shortly
nimble
after
in the
that
way
example
they
concludes, another
implement
regulator will
security
come in and
measures.
examine
That
the
I agree
exact or
with.
similar topic that pulls on
But
same
the fact
cyber
that they
personnel
want to
is sort of
operate
a
without
consistent
regulation or less
exam
regulation
regulatory
is absolutely
obligation for them
unacceptable.
rather than their
Unacceptable.
day-to-day security responsibilities.
Because large
it's a-
banks will
if I
do
may,
things
can
that
I-
don't benefit their
It's a lot of
customers.
work
Hello.
to
Hi,
pull all of those
2008.
reports. When
Hi,
you're talking about
2008.
Identity and access management alone.
Did we forget
to
about
pull all of those
2008?
reports and who has specific role access for
I
any
didn't. I lost my
software,
home.
It can be a
I
daunting
didn't.
task.
I didn't forget about
and then you have to
2008.
do it repeatedly, and based on whatever the demand is for the different agencies.
So,
I can absolutely
Everybody
see
can suck it.
why that would be problematic. Let me ask this, if it's okay. Are there, if we didn't have these in place, if the federal government wasn't doing that, you have an innate desire to want to have your data secure. And when there are events, they become high profile, it's all over the news, your stock goes down. That in and of itself is a deterrent. But you've got industry standards as well, right? So you've got the industry who's creating these certification levels and these standards that are not necessarily connected to the government. Which is more important to meet? I mean, which would you prefer to try to meet?
No.
Standards,
It's not
these
a
certification levels,
no,
or to
baby.
try to comply with.
No,
these
it's not an either
regulators?
or. Huh?
I think you're raising a really good point, Congressman. I think that there are a lot of different. It's an important reminder that regulations are not the answer to everything, right? That's not going to solve all of our problems. We've
Really,
got
Mr. Miller?
regulations, we've got frameworks such as the cybersecurity framework, we've got international standards, we've got
Yeah.
guidance, then there are administrative requirements. So there's a lot going on there. But in terms, I think they're all important and they all have a role. But what's really most important from a company standpoint is that everything is hopefully oriented toward common consensus-based standards, and that those standards are risk management standards, right? I mean, we're talking about risk management, which is not only just about defending. I don't want to minimize the importance of that, but also response and recovery efforts as well. I mean, all of this is important. Cybersecurity has a lot of dimensions, and from an industry standpoint, we need to do it all. We need to do it all well. We just need to align and not be operating at cross purposes.
That I could understand. I love it. I think a more coordinated,
Sure, I would say the golden ticket.
More
is when
coordinated is
regulations are
always
aligned with industry
best.
standards. Of course, that can't always happen, but when it does, when regulations are again promulgated in a way that is consultative with the industry, that's when you can get the best result of the regulation.
And I think this is a place
well,
where
they're Republicans.
industry can leverage
Nancy
common
Mace chose
frameworks
them.
that sort of reference regulatory requirements and common standards to sort of validate that they are where they need to be from a cybersecurity standpoint, and hopefully streamline some of these compliance requirements.
Thank you, Mr. Burleson. You did great. Okay, in closing today, I want to thank our panelists once
Oh,
again for their
okay.
testimony.
Well, there you go.
And with that, and without objection, all members will have 5.
Thank you, Nancy Mace. Well, that was short and sweet and to the point. Yeah, she's the head of it. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting, regulations. Regulations are actually really important. And the funny thing is that I worked at a financial services firm, a retail brokerage, and they get spanked by regulators, large fines, and then they take it out on customers. Yeah, exactly. It's true. It's true. But I recall when I worked in financial services, and I wasn't very high up, but I was a director, so I was kind of like I was, second in charge in a large a few departments. Like a small division. I wouldn't say it's a division, but it was a small group of departments supporting branches and customers from headquarters. So I worked on a lot of headquarters-based projects for the firm. And I'm going to tell you, actually, compliance in our company was a very important part of the company. And although I'm sure that at the top there were tensions between implementation of compliance regulations, etc., it didn't trickle down to us in that way. So it seems, I didn't feel an adversarial relationship between that. So, here's the funny thing. You want to hear something hilarious, Max? One of my jobs when I worked at this firm was there was a lot of complaint letters and complaints coming into headquarters. And it was early in that firm. So the firm was not as big as it is now. And they didn't have all the stuff in headquarters to support customer complaints coming into headquarters, right? They didn't have like a dedicated. So I actually started the executive, if you will, complaint department at this this company. So I spent a long time getting yelled at by customers who had not had their letters answered or whatever as I made my way through the backlog, which we did and resolved it. So yeah, I know a lot about like financial services, customer service, all that stuff. I take that, like, I don't know. I think customer service is very important, and I don't think we all do the best job of it. So I don't know. I took that job really seriously. So I understand what you're saying. And it was good because the head of the company actually made the executive complaint area, if you will, an important part of, at least he paid attention to it. So I was really grateful for that. I know that no matter what I feel about the head of that company, they did care about their customers. Cared more about their money, but cared about their customers. Wells Fargo's horrible. I'm sorry. What time is Kamala's speech? Let's find it. First Kamala ad dropped about an hour ago. Woo! Executive Response Unit. Yep. I don't know if I would have. We called it the Chairman's Division. That's what we named our. Well, I was the department, but it was just a one-person thing. Anyway, yeah. Executive Response Unit. Sounds like a SWAT team. They drop in. Paulina, good morning, love. How are you? Good to see you. Let me see if I can find anything Whoops. Anything interesting on the YouTubes, and see if I can find Kamala's giving a speech. Shit, man, let's do it. Shit, man, let's do it right now. Oh. Wah, wah. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, wait, let's see. Meow. Good morning, and I think you're awesome. Good morning, and I think you're great. Good morning, and I think you're awesome. Good morning, and I think you're great. Beatles, Abbey Road. Oh, okay. I don't see a Kamala speech. Well, I certainly don't see one live right now, but that's, I'm only looking at what's currently live, so hold on. Hold on. What'd you guys think of Biden's address last night? What did you think about that? How do you think that went? What's the news saying this morning? I haven't even paid attention to what the news. I didn't even look at the news before we went live. That's so dumb. Okay, wait. Let me look at Twitter. Let me get caught up here. Just a second. She speaks to a teachers union. Okay, sweet. Thank you, Scott. I will. What? What is going on? Is the hater group melting down? Everybody getting sad. Everybody put tear in my eyes. Yes, it did, didn't it? I know you were with me. So old, he made our eyes older. But wasn't he too old to give that address? No, I'm just kidding. General Mike Flynn, Lieutenant General, bitch. Anyway. Oh my God. I just can't imagine creating hate accounts that include the name of the person you hate. I just can't understand. Like, how 12-year-old is that? How fucking 12-year-old is that? if the stocky kind of people weren't a pain in the ass, they would sure be hilarious. It's too funny. They just can't help themselves. I don't know. I'm telling you, this is one-sided, and anyone who doesn't think so is like completely insane. Completely insane. Uh-oh, I think I just liked something I wasn't supposed to like. Hold on. Oh, no, it's fine. Oh, Obama didn't want to overshadow Biden's Oval Office address. Obama plans to endorse Harris for president soon. I think it's great. You know what? Everybody can just calm the hell down. Oh, Teresa's sending me links. Per Teresa, I am descended from educators, but they didn't have unions when my grandparents were teaching. That's for sure. That's for sure. Chuds come in all ages and forms. I know. I just don't understand. You literally make some... Okay, never mind. I'm not going to go on. I just think it's funny. Of all the important shit that's happening in the world, or even your own life, those people have really perplexed me. Fake leftists. Okay. A Nevada man was arrested this week for an 8-month torrent of violent, visceral threats against, among others, Justice Juan Marchand, DA Alvin Bragg, Judges Beryl Howell, Lewis Kaplan, Reggie Walton, and Joaquin Castro. Representative Joaquin Castro. Nevada man accused of leveling. Prosecutors say the far-right extremists left intimidating messages for officials, some of whom handled Trump cases. Operskalski is also Operskalski also played aloud in court. One of the messages, Gear, his name is Gear, is accused of leaving. A June 3rd, 2024 threat directed to Marchand and the prosecutor who brought the hush money case against Trump, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. Quote, "The Constitution will reign supreme when we start executing filth like you. You are a dead man," the caller says, before complaining about officials taking, quote, hundreds of millions of dollars to politically persecute the President of the United States. He's a true believer. Prosecutors compared Spencer Gear's alleged rhetoric to the Holocaust and noted that when SWAT team went to arrest him, he threw an FBI drone out of his house. They cited the recent Trump assassination attempt as a reason to lock Gear up immediately. Politico. Oh, Politico. Yeah, so that's good. That's good news. Oh, it's gonna be a hot, fed summer. It's gonna be a hot, fed summer, and just you wait. Yes, hat tip from Teresa. I'm coming for you. Hell yeah, it's coming for you. It's coming for you. The intimidating threats from the butthurt are frightening. Well, yes, they are. They are. You know, it's easy to not take anything for granted. Or no, sorry. It's important. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it was easy. It's easy to take things for granted. Let me put it that way. It's easy to take these situations and not think, but they certainly are coming out more and more and more. Good morning, persona non grata. I don't know who you are, but welcome and enjoy your coffee. I hope you imbibe in weed, perhaps. I'd throw a drone out of my house. I would too, unless it was a harmonic drone. Certain chuds known for flags and mud were really agitated by seeing protesters burn a flag. Oh, indeed. Oh, indeed. All the flag code people were very upset yesterday seeing a flag being burned. Hey, this is called protest, and I don't necessarily agree with everybody, but at the same time, I'm more concerned about who's organizing it, but that's okay. I don't care. The essence of the message I support, which is that Israel, Netanyahu should stop his aggression towards the people of Palestine, and there should be a peaceful solution that gives the people of Palestine their land and their rights. That is what I believe. And I also believe that that Israelis, it seems to me, there's a lot of Israelis who do not support what Netanyahu is doing. So I think for everyone's benefit, there needs to be peace right now and a cease to the aggression. And I believe they're still under ceasefire, if I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken about that? Yeah, at Union Station. There was a flag burning in D.C. Yeah. It was part of the response to Netanyahu's speech. So, did Mike Johnson invite him? Was that a Mike Johnson invitation to Netanyahu to come to D.C.? Was that his thing? Yeah. You know, this is protest, you know, is part of who we are and how we grow. So that's, you know, I can agree, disagree, all this kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, as with January 6th and people standing and listening to a demagogue, I don't deny them that. I certainly don't begrudge them the right to do that, and that's their expression of their message. And they're doing it so that it is offending people and getting them to think. So I understand it. I mean, you know, I don't want violence. I don't want anyone to get hurt. But I understand. And that's been in. It's been a long time practice that burning the flag is part of a protest, and so that is. Yes. I did not witness offended people thinking. No, I didn't. I don't think they would think too much about what they were doing. So yeah, I saw a little bit of that yesterday. So yeah, there it is. Protest is how you make your voice heard. So as long, you know, again, I just don't want anyone to get hurt. But this is democracy. This is freedom of speech. And so anyway, yeah, so really happy we didn't watch Netanyahu yesterday. So happy about that. And yeah, I also, we talked a little bit about it yesterday, like there's this thing called the Logan Act where you don't do state business if you're not the president or an official of the administration. And it seems to me that Mr. Trump, Dumpy Dumpster, has dumpster fire. That's it. That's what we're going to call him from now on. Dumpster fire. Dumpster fire is meeting with, I think he reached out to Zelensky. Am I wrong about that? Do they have a call? They had a call. And then he has a meeting with Netanyahu this Friday, tomorrow. How is that policed? Like, who brings the charges of someone violating that act? Is that the act? Am I getting that right? I think I'm getting it right. But see, why do we not react as quickly to certain things, right? Like, why does I get, you know, like, I know what it's like to work in like a corporation, right? So I get a little bit of yeah, he met with Orban too. Thank you, Carla. I get the delay of process, right? Like in a corporation, things don't happen immediately because, you know, 7 people need to know before it happens. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So I see the inefficiency of that will exist even in a government unit. But I don't understand that it could take months or will never. He will literally get away with it. Right in front of everyone's eyes. That's kind of stunning if you think about it and just take all the factors out and just say, we're allowing someone to get away with breaking a law month after month after month. We already know this person has a criminal tendency because they refuse to give documents back. You know what I mean? So what? Not probable cause? What? I just don't understand. Who enforces the Logan Act? Who enforces that? Like, does the Department of Justice enforce that? Like, is it part of the criminal code? I have questions. Wait, I gotta get some questions answered here. Hold on, everybody. This high girl is thinking this morning. I'm not thinking real good, but I'm thinking. Okay, here we go. Oh, God, why is every screen so fucking... There we go. Hold on, let me make this big. That's not helpful, people. Not helpful. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Oh, good old Cornell Law School. Oh, Congress? Oh, God. I know no one I know. Well, we did, didn't we? Didn't we enforce it when Mike Flynn spoke to Kalimnik? Was it enforced then? Does someone have an NPA that apparently covers everything? What's that? What's an NPA? What's an NPA? Think of witness that no one enforces that. Yeah. Mike's Little Johnson demanding decorum during BB. If not, you may be arrested in Congress. Are you kidding me? Is that what he said? Oh, it was Farr. Yeah, I think it was Farrell, wasn't it? I guess that makes sense. This might actually be slightly different. Logan Act might be different. But maybe he should register as a foreign agent. Maybe is Trump required to register as a foreign agent? I guess he's not doing business or something. What? I don't know. How does that work? Non-prosecutorial agreement like JE. Oh, right. Yes, I hear you. Does someone have an NPA? Yeah, I don't know. This is so many questions. Okay, I just wanted to read this because this is the Logan Act. Private correspondence with foreign governments. This is the criminal code. Any citizen of the United States, wherever he may be, who, without authority of the United States, directly or indirectly commences or carries on any correspondence or intercourse with any foreign government or any officer or agent thereof, with intent to influence the measures of or conduct of any foreign government or of any officer or agent thereof in relation to any disputes or controversies with the United States, or to defeat the measures of the United States, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. This section shall not abridge the right of a citizen to apply himself or his agent to any foreign government or the agents thereof for redress of any injury which may have sustained from such government. Okay, so that's the Logan Act. Yeah, and I do wonder okay, so Carla, this is a very good question, because one of my frustrations, as I know it has been some of yours, it sounds like Trump's foreign policy. Yeah. Actually, that's the description of the foreign policy. No. What was I going to say? Shoot. Oh, my question is, since people like Roger Stone and Ali Alexander and Steve Bannon have not actually, that I've seen, been named co-conspirators in any of the cases that we're witnessing. Am I wrong about Steve Bannon? Has he been indicated or indicted? No. Is he an unindicted co-conspirator in any of the cases? He may be. But for those that have really, we've not heard their name in 4 years. 4 years. Four years. So if we haven't heard those names in 4 years, do they have some kind of weird NPA or deferred process or whatever that's called? Why? I'm going to ask the question. Madam Prosecutor, why is Roger Stone still walking around? Is there nothing that ties him to any of this? There's nothing? He's that good? He's that good at manipulating a situation and then walking away? That's really it? Are you telling me that? You're telling me Roger Stone is winning in this? Because I won't accept that. I just won't accept it. That's my problem. That's my problem. Stone got pardoned and probably has compromat. Yeah. Oh, God. Right, Max? That's probably really it. That's really it. But at the same time, I just don't understand why. Okay, this is stupid and naive. Okay, I get it. All right, welcome to Naive Corner. But why? Why? Does he have compromat on Merrick Garland? Is Merrick Garland secretly like freaky or something? Is he fucking a houseplant? Like, what is going on? Because they can't have compromat on everyone in the Department of Justice. I believe too easily. I believe someday we'll arrest Roger Stone soon. Then we'll imprison him on the moon someday. There's a cell for him, somewhere a cell for him, dark and moldy and full of rats. He'll feel fine. That's a good one. There's a cell for him, somewhere a cell for him. Cold and, well, I guess cold and moldy. He sits alone on his throne. Sits on his throne. I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'm going to sing today. I might sing today. I might fucking do my shit. West Side Stone. Holy shit, Scott. Where is it? Where is it? Congratulations, Scott. That's a winner. That's a winner. West Side Stone. Oh my God. I gotta write this down. There's a cell for him. Somewhere a cell for him. That's a really good one. That's a good one, guys. That's a good one. Smart. Smarties. You smarty pantses. You guys are the smartiest pants. You have the smartest pants. Trump wants Ray removed for saying it might be shrapnel. Oh, God, that's what I want to talk about. Easily, thank you so much. Oh, my God. Easily, you win. Officer Garland. Wait. Officer Krupke. Wait. Krupp you. Well, I think we could rewrite the entire West Side Story. I don't know about you guys. Yes, we missed it. I'm so sad that we missed it too, right? I'm so fucking sad we missed it. Literally, Ray said, wait, let me find it. Hold on. Shrapnel. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Wait. Okay. Okay, wait.
I think with
Hold on. It's coming. It's coming. Oops. Let me move that down. Let me make it a little bigger. I'll make it bigger. Okay. Here we go. This is what I guess we missed this yesterday. I bet butterflies. Holy shit. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I might put this in a beat. We should probably put this in a beat. We should definitely put this in a beat.
I think with respect to former President Trump, there's some question about whether or not it's a bullet or shrapnel that that hit his ear. So it's conceivable. Although, as I sit here right now, I don't know whether that bullet, in addition to causing the grazing, could have also landed somewhere else. But I believe we've accounted for all of the shots in the cartridges. So I think with respect to former President Trump,
we've got to put that on a beat. We've got to put that on a beat. Holy fucking shit. That's amazing. That needs to be much more out there. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the president. I shot the sheriff, but that shrapnel hit his little ear. I'm telling you right now, there's nary a stitch. He had no pillow. He had no pillow on his head yesterday. He had no pillow. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I don't know what the problem is. I'm just asking questions. I just have questions. Let's have some questions. No stitch. He was milking it. Yeah. So the thing is I don't think that was a bullet. I'm so sorry. And I still think he was in danger. And I'm not, if the kid was just not a good shot, whatever. But I'm going to tell you, yeah, there are great Band-Aids that come in skin tones. I don't know if orange is one. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen the Saint-Tropez orange. Use Saint-Tropez. Wait, use Bain de Soleil for the Saint-Tropez tan. We've talked about Bain de Soleil. Yeah, but the snowboarding, the showboating, I thought snowboarding. Yeah, but he went snowboarding right after. I didn't understand that. No, he didn't. Showboating, yeah. He had to. I mean, come on now. He had to milk it. He didn't even milk it right. He could have milked it more. And he didn't. So he's always skips the ears with the makeup. It's true. He can just put a little bit of the strands of hair over it. He could just bleep, bleep, do that. That'd be fine. Yeah, so that's hilarious. Oh my God. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah, we did miss it. That was at 4:28 p.m. yesterday, and I think that would have been 1:28, and we were long gone by then. The only Tony Tiger Band-Aids have orange on them and butterflies. He probably has some of those liquid stitches. You know what those liquid stitches? What's that called? What's that called? The shit that you put on your cuts and it's like it's goop and it becomes like a clear whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I guess that would be a doctor too. Dermabond. Yeah, something like that. Super glue. AKA super glue. Dermabond, AKA super glue. Liquid stitch it is. Yes. Okay, see? Yeah, why didn't the Aquanet just from the sheer Kathy, that's a good point. Like from the sheer what is that? What's that thing? It creates heat when it's, like the heat generated by the whatever should have lit his entire head on fire. Frankly. And we're lucky. He's lucky. It's the same. Cyanocrylate. Look at me. Cyanocrylate. Look at me saying that word first time. Look at me. Why didn't his head go up in flames? I have questions. I just have questions. That's all. I'm just asking questions. I'm not trying to be impossible. I'm just asking some questions. Anyway. Yeah, ivermectin. Yeah, maybe. Just put a little ivermectin on that. That'll get right down. I put it on my rash. I had a rash, and I just put a little ivermectin paste on my rash, and hello. He's going to lose his fucking shit, Pepper, when it's actually confirmed to be glass shrapnel. Absolutely. And I don't know if it was glass, but it could have been anything, right? Like, it could have been anything. If it hit like a metal thing, those shrapnel can fly. It doesn't have to be right next to him. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, it was a small piece of whatever, and it flew like the wind. So it could have been farther away from him and some other piece of shrapnel that was caught on the way. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. I don't want him to be shot. And it had to be frankly, if I were him, I'd be in much more trauma right now than he appears to be. Crazy glue. When that first came out, someone put it in the locks of the school doors the night before school started. No, that's so funny. Yikes, Mikes. Oh, man. And that's funny. I think that's funny. Let's see what else is going on. What's everybody doing today? Pills. I can't tell any. Oh, wait, here we go. Here's the ad.
In this election, we each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in? There are some people who think we should be a country of chaos, of fear, of
Oh, I
hate.
love this.
But us, we choose something different. We choose freedom.
Oh, this is going to make their heads explode.
The freedom not just to get by, but get ahead. The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to make decisions about your own body.
Good for
We choose a
Beyonce.
future where no child lives in poverty, where we can all afford health care, where no one is above the law. We believe in the promise of America, and
I think she's
we're
bringing the
ready to
justice,
fight for
people.
it. Because when we fight, we win. So join us.
She's taking the word back.
KamalaHarris.com, and let's get to work.
I'ma keep on running cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
Way to go, Beyonce. I mean, I will get killed for that, but I don't even care. Way to fucking go. Way to go. This is so good. And I'm going to tell you right now, she's taking the word freedom back, which is brilliant. Brilliant. And she is literally using Beyonce's incredible version of the Black national, the national anthem. And I could not be more happy. It will make the racist heads explode. And that is a good thing. Let's do it. Let's change. Let's make this a more perfect union. And you know what? She's a politician just like everyone else. So we're still going to have to be vigilant. But I feel good about it. I feel good about the way they're positioning it. And I feel like they're bringing so much energy to the launch of her campaign. I'm so happy about that. I think it's going to be a long 100 days, but I couldn't be happier that her team seems to be on top of the campaign messaging and things like that. I think it's positive. It's uplifting. I think that's really great. I think it's really great. And Jay Rance shared that. Thank you, Jay Rance, for sharing that. But yeah, that's great. That's awesome. I'm ready. In fact, I should probably get my shit together now that we have that little Biden piece. Now that they've done what they needed to do with Biden. Her bench of choices is deep. So I hear it's really coming down to Cooper, Shapiro, and who's the other one? Shapiro, Cooper, and someone else. I don't know. What do you guys think? I love Josh Shapiro. I just you couldn't get her face on a lion. Oh, Lee's TP. Dr. Moreau. Oh my God, that movie freaked me out when I was a kid. Mark Kelly, that's the one, Pepper. Thank you. I think shortly, actually, Pauline. I don't think she's waiting until the convention. I think shortly. I still say they won't pick a non-Christian. Her husband is already Jewish. That might be. I don't know. I think Josh Shapiro's great. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't see him as very exciting. Mark Kelly is a little more exciting to me. I mean, I thought Andy Bashir should be it. So that's fine. If it's not Andy Bashir, I don't really care. All of those choices seem fine to me. I think Pete Buttigieg would be really good. Buttigieg. Is that what you say? I think Pete is really, I saw him, recently he's been on a few of the morning shows and stuff like that. And he's very, very eloquent on clapping back. Like he's very eloquent when he claps back. And he knows what the administration has done and can do. You know what I mean? And I think that he still, to me, is very much rooted in the Midwest and has that. I could be wrong about this, but I feel like he still has the kind of Midwestern reach. You know what I mean? Even, I don't know if you guys think that's the same. You probably know more about it. Pritzker. I thought Pritzker was off the list. I love J.B. Pritzker. Let me tell you, I know they're like the rich bitches. The Pritzkers own the Hyatt hotel chain and a bunch of other shit. But JB has always been pretty woke and pretty with it. I don't know how he's been as Illinois governor, but he seems to. I don't mind JB Pritzker. I like him. I know people like Tim Walz. I think he looks too much like Biden. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean to be weird about it. I'm just saying I don't think the optics of having someone who has white hair and is a white guy. I don't think the white hair white guy is the right move. I know that Tim Walz is progressive, and that's what I've heard, blah, blah, blah. But they need a white cishet Christian, preferably Southern. Yeah. I know. I'm happy with any. Oh, and let me make that really clear. I am actually happy with the names that have been put forward. I think they're great. I'm just trying to be a little bit like Real Housewives and just like gossip a little bit about them. So this is just a gossip session. But I think that Mark Kelly would be amazing. Here's the thing. I think Mark Kelly is really a great choice. I don't know what that does. Well, I mean, I guess Katie Hobbs gets to replace his seat in Arizona. So it doesn't really necessarily put Arizona at a disadvantage, although I don't know if there's other Democrats that are as strong as Mark Kelly down there. So that's one thing to consider. But yeah, I think Mayor Pete still has, we don't want a gay vice president, which is, I would hope we're past that, but apparently there's a lot of people who are not. So we have to deal with that nonsense. But gosh, he's really good on the issues. And not that the other folks wouldn't be. I'm sure they would be just fine. And frankly, maybe that's an advantage. Maybe it's an advantage that people don't know Washington who are the VP. You know what I mean? I think Mark Kelly would clinch it because he's an astronaut. Oh my God. Mayor Pete has my heart. 100%. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm actually thinking he's a really good choice. But I also understand how, people do the calculus in winning an election. But I feel like Mark Kelly would be really good. I certainly don't think it's impossible to win with 2 women on the ticket. I just don't know. I don't know if that necessarily benefits us, frankly. Hi, Muskie. Yeah, is there a Latino available to run? I don't know. Oh, you know what? Actually, there are really. I mean, those are names that haven't come up, is what I was going to say. What about that Joaquin Castro or something like that? What about that? Has he been considered? I haven't even heard his name. Yeah, we're not past that. We're not past any of it, and it's just kind of stupid because we're not the majority in this country. The GOP messaging over the last 2 years has been most entirely anti-LGBTQ. Absolutely. Carla, I like Pete too. I hope they announce the VP soon. Why wait for the convention? I say go ahead and announce it now so that we can get fully behind this and just start marching. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, getting a quote for a new driveway. Sweet. We were talking about the VP picks, Lee, and just gossiping. We were gossiping about VP picks. Because I was saying, the list is Kelly, Cooper, and Waltz. And I don't know much. Cooper is fine. I mean, I don't really know that much about him. Is he really a good governor? Is he a good one? I don't know. And Waltz, to me, looks too much like Biden. And I don't think optically, which I know is dumb. What a dumb way to make a decision on a vice president. But I just don't think Kelly gets my vote of those three. But I think that, because I think he's really savvy and he can, I think he's really good. So, I don't know. I think that they have a lot of people that they're not considering, which is, I don't know what the reasons would be. But yeah, Muskie, to that point, I don't know. I think, I wonder where are the other voices? I think Joaquin or is it Julian or Joaquin who is the closest to running? I think it's Joaquin, if I'm not mistaken. Read story this morning about Kelly training Ukrainians on F-16. Holy shit. Really, he's kind of like Captain America. Sorry. I know that might be offensive to some people, and I get it. But there will be other people to whom that will be very attractive. So if you're thinking about it strategically, I think Mark Kelly is a great choice because he's been around the block. He's done good work. He's pretty moderate. He's actually very moderate, which I'm not, I would like him to be a little less moderate, but maybe we can work on that. So, yeah, I think that if we could push him a little further left, it wouldn't be a bad thing. But, yeah. You like Bashir? I like Bashir too, butterflies. I think Andy is really energetic. Although, you know who else is, oh, God, and this would never happen. This would never, ever, ever fucking happen. But do you know Lena Hidalgo, who is she the judge in like Harris County, Texas? I think Cooper of those three might be best, but I like them all quite a lot. Bashir was my fave. Pepper, I understand. It happened with Biden. Oh, in terms of someone like requiring certain VPs, checks or choices rather. But Lena Hidalgo is basically like the head of a county in Texas. I don't know how they're their whatchamacallit, their structure is. But she is, oh my God, she is brilliant. I mean, rising star. So I think that would be amazing if, definitely. But Muskie, thanks for pointing that out, because I haven't seen any representation of Latinos in that list. And frankly, and it's all white men, which, whatever. But my God, let's make some money moves here. Mark Kelly has an identical twin, would cause a little confusion. Well, but only the best kind of confusion. No, I'm kidding. Have to appeal to undecideds and center. You're right. I'm sorry. We need to win. And the thing about this administration is, I think they have the potential to do even more progressive things, even if the candidates are more center. Does that make sense? I do think, given what Biden, kind of the example and tone that Biden set was, we will do the hard things or do the things that we may find more progressive. You know what I mean? Because he's a moderate. And so for him to, oh, the doggy. Oh, you know what? I'm going to probably wrap anyway here because we don't have any hearings. Kamala is already intersectional. They need a bland white Christian Southern dude. I mean, if we're being cold-hearted and just strategic about it, that's probably true. We're getting there. We'll pull it. Just keep pulling. Pull left. It's going to be okay. Just keep pulling for the right things. That's what we do. All right. The dog is very upset. I will see you. Tonight is Radicalized Pod at 7 p.m. Pacific. So hit that up on YouTube. Hold on, baby. I'm coming. And then, oh, and then tomorrow morning, being telegenic is part of the job, especially for VP. If you come tomorrow morning, we'll be together tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow night is lounge. Whoop, 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 whoop. Anyway, goodbye. Thank you so much for coming. I really do appreciate you spending the morning with me. It really makes my day. So thank you so much. And I will see you later. I might do some gaming later. I'm not really sure. I'm trying this new game, which is pretty fun. So I might throw up a game stream later on today or tonight.